In Russia, Kamchatka was buried under snow in just 2 days, while Siberia unexpectedly experienced summer-like weather in March. In Portugal, hurricane-force winds overturned aircraft at an airfield. Meanwhile, in South Korea, the largest forest fires in the country's history erupted. Amid all this, the most alarming development is the activity of the Siberian Plume, a massive flow of magma breaking through the Earth's crust. You can learn more about all these events in our review of natural disasters that occurred during the week of March 19th to 25th. Russia. Over the past week, hundreds of temperature records were broken in Siberia. On March 19th, the city of Novosibirsk experienced its warmest day in the last 102 years. The air temperature reached 8.7 degrees Celsius, while the average maximum for March is -3 degrees Celsius. On the night of March 22nd, many residents were awakened by loud noises. Their sleep was interrupted by a thunderstorm, accompanied by heavy snowfall. For western Siberia, where frosts are still common at this time of year, a snowstorm with thunder is a rare and anomalous phenomenon. However, locals are no longer surprised by such anomalies. In recent years, nature has been delivering these kinds of surprises more and more frequently. On March 20th, the 10 warmest places in Russia included settlements in the Altai Republic, Krasnoyarsk Krai, Irkutsk Oblast, and Khakassia. In the Altai Republic, in the village of Chemal, daily temperature records were broken for 3 consecutive days. For instance, on March 21st, the temperature soared to an incredible +24 degrees Celsius, while the average maximum for this time of year is only 1 degree Celsius. Even during the night, many settlements experienced summer-like warm weather. In the Siberian city of Krasnoyarsk, on the night of March 21st, the temperature did not drop below 9.9 degrees Celsius. This exceeds the climatic norm by a full 22 degrees. In the village of Korensk, Republic of Buryatia, where the average night temperature is -9 degrees Celsius, it reached an unusual 10.2 degrees Celsius above zero. In Irkutsk Oblast and the Republic of Buryatia, from March 18th to 22nd, the daytime temperature rose to 19 degrees Celsius, which naturally caused active snowmelt. This, in turn, led to flooding in dozens of settlements. In Chelyabinsk Oblast, the sudden warming caused an unexpected early ice breakup on the Sim and Gumbeka rivers. In the city of Asha, the water level rose rapidly due to the formation of ice jams. The flooding submerged 150 houses, and it began so quickly that many residents were unable to save their belongings and pets. Around 170 people, including children and disabled individuals, were evacuated from the flooded area. A state of emergency was declared in the city. Local residents claim that they do not remember a flood of such scale. On March 23rd, a powerful snowstorm swept through Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky. The record amount of snow that fell over 2 days, more than 82 centimeters, surpassed the total snowfall for the entire past winter, according to the head of the municipal district. The city's public transport was paralyzed, and there was no way to quickly clear the snow-covered roads. As a result, people who risked driving their personal cars became stranded in the streets. The situation was further complicated by an avalanche that descended from the slope of one of the hills in the city center. Due to the heavy snowfall and strong winds, flights were canceled. City authorities urged residents to stay indoors and advised employers to allow employees to work remotely. Within 24 hours, 2 deep-focus earthquakes with magnitudes of 4.5 and 4.4 occurred in Primorsky Krai. Due to the great depth of the epicenter, the residents of the region did not feel the seismic effects, and there were no reported damages. However, it is important to note that there is a growing trend in the number of earthquakes in Primorsky Krai, as well as globally, which is clearly reflected in the charts. South Korea. A state of emergency was declared in 3 regions of South Korea due to the largest forest fires in the country's history. From March 21st, within just 4 days, the flames spread across 7,700 hectares of forest land throughout the country. The fire damaged or completely destroyed at least 110 residential buildings, as well as numerous outbuildings. In some settlements, the fire came dangerously close to the homes. According to eyewitnesses, entire villages were completely burned down. Nearly 2,000 people had to be evacuated. Local residents released their livestock and pets into the wild to give them a chance to escape. Many wild animals were struck by vehicles while frantically trying to flee the raging fire. In the Gyeongsang-namdo province, 4 firefighters lost their lives while battling the blaze, and 6 others were injured. In the Gyeongsangbuk-do province, the Korea Railroad Corporation decided to temporarily suspend train services due to the ongoing situation. Traffic on the Busan-Ulsan highway was halted. A massive force of 9,200 firefighters and rescuers, as well as 105 helicopters, was mobilized to fight the fire. However, despite these efforts, the fires have not been completely extinguished. The situation is further complicated by strong winds and dry weather. Malaysia. Since March 19th, heavy rainfall has persisted in the southern state of Johor, Malaysia. In 6 districts, the water levels in rivers rose above the danger mark, triggering sudden floods. Some roads were closed to all types of transport due to the strong water flow, and 2 bridges were damaged. In the city center of Johor Bahru, massive traffic jams occurred as a result of the storm's havoc. In the Kampung Pasir Tebrau area, the water level rose so high that only the rooftops of houses were visible above the surface. It was no surprise that some of the affected residents stated that this was the most powerful flood they had ever encountered. More than 13,000 people were evacuated from flooded homes and placed in 95 temporary evacuation centers. Classes in 20 schools were temporarily suspended. One of the teachers noted that her school had never experienced such severe flooding before. The water rose to the level of the 2nd floor. The storm Martinho. The powerful storm Martinho hit Portugal on March 19th and 20th. The storm brought heavy rainfall and hurricane-force winds. The greatest damage was suffered by the Greater Lisbon metropolitan area, where at least 8 people were injured. In the town of Odivelas, the strong gusts of wind damaged the roof of the local primary school. On the bridge over the Tagus River, which connects the cities of Lisbon and Almada, traffic was temporarily halted due to safety concerns. Additionally, at the airfield in the town of Cascais, the stormy winds overturned several small aircraft. The next day, March 21st, the storm Martinho continued its path and reached Spain. In the city of Aguilas, 70 millimeters of rainfall fell in just 1 hour. Due to such heavy downpours, the water levels in rivers in the central and southern regions of the country rose sharply. In one of the schools, the area was completely flooded in just a few minutes. The children had to be moved to the 2nd floor of the building to keep them safe from the water and the potential collapse of the roof. In Madrid, due to the continuous rainfall, March 2025 has already become the wettest month in the city's meteorological history, even though it is not over yet. Saudi Arabia. Since March 19th, Saudi Arabia has been hit by a record amount of rainfall. In the capital region of Riyadh, the rainfall over 3 days equaled the typical amount for 3 months. In the city of Jeddah, located in the Makkah region, an unprecedented amount of rainfall fell in just 2 days, reaching the annual average. In the Asir region, heavy rains were accompanied by large hailstones, which covered the mountain peaks and roads, making the landscape resemble an unusual winter scene for this area. The downpours caused floods in valleys and low-lying areas. Roads were flooded, leading to disruptions in transportation. The authorities of Saudi Arabia decided to close schools in several regions of the kingdom. For Saudi Arabia, a country with an arid climate, such natural disasters were once considered extremely rare. However, it is clear that in recent years, they have begun to occur with alarming frequency. Perhaps there are still some people who doubt the increase in the number of natural disasters, but this is definitely not the case for the residents of Siberia. It's clear that they are already experiencing these processes firsthand. It's enough to check local social media pages or simply read the comments under weather news to understand that such changes are new even to long-time residents, who claim they've never seen anything like it. The main news is that scientists have been able to determine the causes of such anomalies. One of them is a giant magmatic plume rising from the depths of the Earth directly beneath Siberia. Currently, it is causing natural anomalies not only in this region, but also contributing to the increase in the number of natural disasters worldwide. To warn about this threat, an international group of scientists, with the support of volunteers, prepared a report titled "On the Threat of the Magmatic Plume, Breaching in Siberia and Ways to Address This Issue." We consider it our duty to convey this important information not only to the viewers of this video, but also to the global public. The report provides a detailed analysis of the alarming signs of the plume's activity: accelerated thawing of permafrost, increased mud volcanism, rising soil temperatures, growing seismic activity, and other factors. Additionally, the document outlines a specific program for the planned and controlled degassing of the plume as a method of preventing a potential catastrophe. This report is not just a scientific study, but a concrete action plan. Its primary goal is to deliver key information to government and private organizations, the scientific community, and anyone ready to take action to address the problem of the rapid increase in natural disasters worldwide.